one of the goals of Sam Roberts now is to kind of update the public on the goings-ons of the world who don't want to watch the news anymore. I try to stay up on what's going on, and I talk to you about it. Although, more often than not, it's really just the stuff that I care about or the YouTube loops that I find myself in. And I've been following a lot of there's so much Spotify drama. Spotify, it's just, the great poet Christopher Wallace once said, "Mo money, mo problems." And I think that that's true in the case of Spotify. I truly believe that this Spotify deal is just going to be such a pain in the ass for Joe Rogan. Now, I don't know if it's going to be $100 million pain in the ass. I think that the pain in the ass is well paid for. It's not a move that I wouldn't make. I think that it's a smart move. However, I think it's going to be an annoying thing. I think it's going to be a nuisance. I think this guy is taking a podcast that he was able to just have complete control and autonomy over. And while he still says that he has that, now it's been a week. Not only has it been a week, the podcast isn't even exclusively on Spotify yet. But there are already people, trust me, I've been through this. I've been through many incarnations of many different radio shows. And whenever a radio show makes an incarnation, a big chunk of the fan base goes, it was better before. It's just like you've created a marker where people are going to be able to say, even if nothing changes, people are going to be able to say it was better before. I guarantee you, people are already revving up, getting ready to go, yeah, I fell off with Rogan after Spotify, or, Joe, I'm sticking with you, but the Spotify thing, and
even if it remains, the quality remains the same.
Quality remains the same. The podcast remains the same. I saw he had like Miley Cyrus on, and he did a lot of drugs with Duncan Trussell, and it just, if I didn't know that this was the Spotify week, and I was just clicking through Joe Rogan links on YouTube, I wouldn't have known the difference this week. But some people did, because I guess that Joe Rogan was never on Spotify at all. Like he just never put his podcast there on Spotify. And so that was the move this week. I think by December is when it is exclusively on Spotify, and I would assume that's when the video starts to show up on Spotify. But
no, video's already up.
There's video already on Spotify?
Mm-hmm.
Do you got to be premium, or can you get on the free version?
I mean, I got premium, so I didn't bother to check the free,
Well, you have to sign into my bootleg account then. See if you can get on the free version, because otherwise your boy is going to be listening. But people were already going through. Is the video good? Like, is the interface good?
Yeah, that's the first time I ever clicked on video, and it looked fine. It just looked like, it's the same way you click on to listen to a track. Just the video pops up on top, and then you just watch it there.
Like, the thing about Joe Rogan on YouTube is that, like, it's like a 4-hour long interview. So you could sit there, you could listen to you could watch 7 minutes of it, and then something pops up in the corner that says, like, Joel Schumacher's 5 worst movies. And you're like, I'll get back to Rogan in a minute. Let me check out what Joel Schumacher did. And you could just go down your YouTube loops there. Now there's just, like, if you want to click out of this Rogan episode, it would just be another Rogan episode. There's not, like, that library of video to click around to.
Right.
But there was controversy this week. People are scared. They're scared because they say that Spotify is already censoring Rogan. He imported his entire catalog, his entire back catalog, 10 years worth of podcasts, I think like 1,500 shows or something like that, all over to Spotify. And within the first day, people were noticing that there were many shows missing. I think people just went through and checked the numbers. Like, for whatever reason, there was somebody went through and started going down the numbers on Spotify. Somebody's got OCD or something where they need to know that the whole collection is there because they saw numbers skipping. And then they went back and cross-referenced those numbers with the catalog that's still available on other podcast forums. And they saw that there's like 100 episodes, or I don't know how many episodes, that weren't posted to Spotify. And some of these are very controversial episodes. The Milo Yiannopoulos episode was not uploaded to Spotify. Alex Jones and Alex Jones' Return was not uploaded to Spotify. Chris D'Elia was not uploaded to Spotify. Gavin McGinnis not uploaded to Spotify. So immediately people are going, the fix is in. Joey Diaz, they said, not uploaded to Spotify.
Nick Kroll.
Hmm?
Nick Kroll.
What was was there a Nick Kroll controversy that I missed?
No, but Nick Kroll is not there. Owen Benjamin, not there.
Okay.
Tommy Chong, not there.
Tommy Chong?
Yeah.
Was there a Tommy Chong controversy that I missed?
No. This just happens to be a bunch of controversial and not controversial episodes that are missing.
I saw Joe List was on the list of people who didn't make it to Spotify, which, if you're Joe List, that's like, come on, what the hell, man? I saw Luis J. Gomez was upset because the Legion of Skanks podcast actually did make it to Spotify. And so he was like, we can't get that edge. We can't be controversial enough to not make it. Yeah, you're right. Nick Kroll and Joe List and Redban, Brian Redban. I would say if you're trying to get out all the episodes that Brian Redban is on, you're going to be missing a lot of early episodes of the Joe Rogan podcast. It would appear. So Alex Jones did his digging, because I don't know if Spotify made a comment or Rogan made a comment on it specifically, but Alex Jones did some digging, and he found that he called Rogan, and then as soon as he hung up with Rogan, he turned a video camera on to let the world know that he had spoken to him, and he said that Rogan said that some of the files were corrupted in coming over, just because there's so many files. Some of the files were corrupted. He said some of the files are getting held back because there's going to be a wave 2 release of podcasts. And then he said there's also a third reason. Some of the podcasts didn't move over because I guess Rogan's 100 favorite shows are going to remain on YouTube forever. And at first I was like, I don't know, man, this seems a little fishy. But then not only when I saw like the Joe Lists and the Red Bands and the Nick Krolls and the Tommy Chongs of the world, but then I started going through the list of the podcasts that were on Spotify, and like Brian Callen is there. So if Chris D'Elia is too controversial to make it, but Brian Callen can, like that doesn't make any sense. Joey Diaz, like there are one or two Joey Diaz podcasts that didn't make it to Spotify, but then there are like a dozen more that did. So it's not like they're trying to erase Joey Diaz. So unfortunately, as much as I love a controversy, the Spotify trying to censor podcast thing, I don't think it makes any sense whatsoever. It just doesn't. It doesn't add up. It could only be true if the names were only controversial and there weren't controversial names that were at Spotify. So there's no rhyme or reason to the podcasts that were that didn't make it over to Spotify, I don't think.
But that's what you would do if you're trying to throw people off the scent, Sam.
Oh, I see. So leave Brian Callen, leave a couple Diaz ones up. Erase Joe List from history. Poor Joe List. Do you think Joe List is sitting there going like, maybe I'm in Rogan's 100 favorite shows. Hey, everything's coming up, Joe List.
It would be a sacrificial lamb just so they can be like, of course we're not removing controversial figures. I mean, Joe List got removed. Why would we do that?
Nick Kroll?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. I like where you're going. I like the okay, all right. Maybe you changed my mind on this then. Maybe, yeah, they just added red herrings. Right. Man, Spotify worked really hard to erase some Milo Yiannopoulos podcasts, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of effort.